Hey, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to do an out-of-box review for the first in the SD X standard line is the RX-78-2 Gundam. Of course, the Granddaddy Gundam should be fairly recognizable to most people, I imagine. And if you saw me do the live feed, I built this. I just snapped it up together on a live video a couple weeks ago, actually a week and a half ago, or something like that. Anyway, at the time of filming this, I guess it was like a week and a half ago. But yeah, it was a very quick build, of course. It's very simple. It is an SD, of course, so about half of the time was probably spent just putting the stickers on it. It does have quite a lot of stickers. It is an SD though, so I think that's pretty normal. I don't know if it's really, it does have a lot of stickers, but I don't know if it's really like too much more than usual. I think it's, should be relatively average though, I think. So I don't know, yeah, I've heard a lot of negative talk. People aren't really too pleased with the X standard line so far. Again, SD is not really particularly my thing, but I think it's pretty alright. So what I've seen of it, also I haven't built any other SD versions of the RX-78-2 Gundam, so I can't really compare it to that. I can only compare it to the other few SDs that I've built. And speaking of that, one thing that I will say about this right off the bat, I just wanted to show you this, it does seem a little bit smaller than usual, especially smaller than other ones that I built. Here it is, compared to the Kurenai Musha, and I guess it's not really that much smaller. I guess maybe it's just because it's very simple in design. I guess the SDs that I built have been like the Kurenai Musha and the Versal Knight, which are all pretty like complex, have a lot of extra armor and stuff on them. So I guess maybe this one just seems really simple. I guess put next to like the SD Zaku that I built, it might be a little bit more comparable, but my SD Zaku is now a little bit more tricked out anyway, and under construction in the painting process. So anyway, so yeah, the kit, I think it's pretty good, and as you'll see with the articulation, when we talk about that momentarily, that the articulation is actually really quite good, I think. So I think what Bandai wanted to do with this kit was make a series of SD kits that are even cheaper than before, and also like improve a little bit on the articulation as well as some of the proportions. Now, of course, again, it is an SD, so it's not really to any proportions, but just they wanted to, I guess, make it a little bit a different look for the kit, I guess. So I think they've achieved that. The articulation is nice. The look is pretty good, I think. For an SD, it's even a little bit appealing to me. I like it quite a bit, actually. Another thing that I heard about complaints from people about the X standard line is that some of the parts have even more empty spaces than like other SD kits, whereas like arms and leg parts, like the back or the inside of the parts, will be just empty. And this kit, I think it's not bad. It only really has it like on the inside of the upper arms, the back of the legs, and of course underneath the feet, but none of those parts are really all that noticeable. When you're just looking at the kit just from the front, you're not going to see any of those parts unless you have it on like a mirror like this. You can see underneath the toes there, it's hollow, but again, that's easy to fix, number one, and number two, I really don't think anyone's going to notice that. They're just going to look at your cool little SD Gundam here. So other than that, also like seam lines as well. It doesn't really have any. It's got a seam line going across the all the way across the head, but again, I don't think that would be. It's not going to be anything too bad to get rid of there in terms of seams. So overall, I really don't think it's a bad kit at all, especially for the price. Is what, like 600 yen list price, so about $5. It's definitely not a bad deal. Of course, with the stickers, it looks okay, but of course your best bet is going to be painting it, and I think you are in for a little bit of masking, probably a lot of masking actually. But again, if you're the kind of person that builds a lot of SDs, that shouldn't really come as too much of a surprise for you. So let's go ahead and take a closer look at this. One thing I should also say again is a big thank you to MindFenix Hobby Store again for sending me this kit. I'm also going to be getting some more X standard kits soon, so you should be seeing some more of those here. The Ale Strike, the Wing Zero, and the Exia. So we'll be looking at those pretty shortly as well. Might live stream the building of those as well. If you guys want, let me know in the comments down below. So, of course, the stickers, the chin piece is not a sticker, but this forehead piece, that is a sticker. The camera in the top, that's not a sticker. It's this one red piece that goes behind the face. So the chin, the red under the eyes, and the red in the top camera there, that's all plastic. Just this red piece on this crest here is a sticker, and of course the eyes are stickers. Red piece on the back is also a sticker. I think they could have made that red piece to go like on the inside and then feed out to the back as well, but they didn't. Just a sticker there, not really too big of a deal. On the waist, those are gold stickers there for the yellow parts, front and back. Of course, the centerpiece is also a sticker there. The chest vents, stickers, the red going around the torso, sticker. This torso is just all blue. So then here in the neck, then all that gold there, stickers, as well as this gray part on the front, sticker. So quite a lot. Oh, here on the feet too, the white part on the top of the feet, that's also a sticker. For the articulation, the head is not going to move all that much up and down like so, but I think this kit looks good like just in a pose. It would look good just in a pose like that. And action poses look good as well. We'll see that shortly. But articulation of the shoulders is very much like a high grade. We just have this polycap that's going to swing out forward, so you can get pretty good movement forward. Up, only about that much. You can see before the arm pops out of that shoulder joint, so only about that much. But again, not bad. The elbow is going to move a little bit more. See, I didn't pop that back in all the way. The elbow is just about 90 degrees there, but not too bad, pretty average for an SD, I suppose. And the wrist is just ball joints. The waist is just going to rotate. The legs, again, just pretty standard for an SD, I think. They do get pretty wide there due to how they made the side skirts. I put in one leg and popped out the other. There we go. How they designed the side skirts, just sort of sticking out like that instead of just down. No, I didn't put that back in the way. I'm making it look like these joints are pretty shit, but they're really not. It's just because I'm like fiddling around with it a bunch. The joints are fine. Anyway, the way that the side skirts are out that far, I think you can get the legs out pretty far. That's about the extent of the ball joints too. But you can get a pretty nice spread there. Forward, of course, and forward back is not going to be too much. The ankle armor does move separately, so you can move that around a little bit. And the feet are going to go down about that much. Is going to be the extent before you're reaching the extent of the polycap. Maybe about like that, pretty far, but then of course we're having this big empty space here between the end of the leg and the foot, but it's not too bad. I mean, it doesn't need to look too realistic. It is just an SD overall, after all. So we can get, something like that. So again, that's pretty much it for the articulation. It's pretty simple, it being an SD after all, so we'll put that there. Of course, his accessories are going to be exactly what you would expect for an RX-78-2. We've got a beam rifle, very simple, of course, just one piece. Just the handle, a little peg here for plugging it either onto the kit, or we can kind of play with the weapons a little bit. I'll show you that shortly. If you want to just plug it like here onto the arm, just plug it there, and it's on the arm like that. Or if you want to, of course, plug it into the hand like normal, just drop that peg down into the hand, and that's that. Then we have a shield. Again, this is white stickers going around the edge, and then a gold sticker in the center for the cross. But nice detail on there. All over the kit too, actually. There's some really nice detail. Like I said, once it's painted up, and you've done all the masking to get everything painted in the correct colors, do some panel lining, even if you do some pre-shading in your painting, it would look really nice. We get a bunch of different holes here on the back. It's going to be for doing some different weapon arranging stuff you can do. It's kind of silly, but you can do that if you want. And then these two pegs, so you could attach it like really high, like that, but we're just going to attach it just normally onto the arm. And then we also have a beam saber. Now, the handles in the backpack don't come out because the backpack's just all one piece. But then if you want to, you can just have this one. Of course, you are going to have to paint the beam. Pretty easy there, not really too big of a deal. And then this is just going to fit in the hand just the same as usual. No big deal with that. So that's all of our weapons, accessories for the kit. That's it. Just, again, really standard for RX-78-2. No bazooka. Maybe it would have been nice if we had a bazooka for it. I think with the improved articulation, it could hold a bazooka pretty well. We'll have to see if maybe, I don't know, some other kit later on down the line has a bazooka. Actually, I have the bazooka from the SD Zaku. Of course, it's a Zaku bazooka, but if I really wanted to give this kit a bazooka, I could give it that one. I'm not using that one for the Zaku. Anyway, of course, we can put it up on an action base. It has just the regular hole up underneath there, and it has these holes on the feet as well. That's like, okay, I was wondering, it is the same size, the holes on the bottom of the feet, if you wanted to plug that onto the action base. I don't know, it's kind of silly. But I believe like all the holes basically everywhere on it. All the ports are all going to be universal in size. Like you can plug the shield onto the bottom of the foot. You could plug the arm onto the action base if you wanted. Of course, it's not really very deep, so it's probably not going to work. You'd probably plug it onto the back as well, like that. So basically everything is going to be pretty universal in this kit. And we can make a bunch of different silly weapons by combining different parts of this. So the first option that we have is taking off the V-fin and sticking the V-fin on the side of the rifle and sticking the beam saber. Oh, that's not in there all the way. Try again. There we go. Not really the most secure fit. And then sticking the beam rifle underneath the rifle and making this weapon like that. Again, silly, but I don't know, somebody might like that, to make a V-fin beam bayonet beam rifle. It's kind of odd. But then another option, we can take off the backpack. Let's pop that off. And then put the backpack underneath the shield here. And then stick the beam rifle in there. And then we have the Gundam hold this by that peg at the end of the shield. Something, let's see, it came off the action base there. Something like that. Again, silly, but I don't know, somebody might be into it. Can hold it, shooting like that, shooting a shield backpack beam rifle. And then there's one more silly thing we can do, basically replacing the beam rifle, taking that out, and putting the beam saber on there, like that. So a beam saber backpack shield thing. Very goofy. I think we're just gonna keep everything standard for this kit. So yeah, posability is pretty good. You can get some really nice poses out of this. Again, just doing all sorts of different customizing different things I'm sure you can do with this. You can probably plug the shield onto the back. You can, well, not probably, I know you can plug the shield onto the backpack as well. You can plug the beam rifle, I'm sure, probably onto this with that peg. You can plug it onto the side skirts if you wanted to have the beam rifle on there. It's almost, I mean, it seems like with all those different ports everywhere on this, like, it's almost too bad we didn't have like more weapons with it, so that you can like put just loads of weapons on this kit. But I guess that's gonna be with like the more weapons in the future, or even like past weapons. I'm not sure how like backwards compatible this would be, if that term like really applies. We're gonna make it apply in this case. How backwards compatible this would be with like other kits. Now, one thing I know was one of the things they were doing was trying to make this sort of compatible with the HG Revive RX-78-2. So let me get that kit and we'll see how some of this stuff works together with that. Alright, so the first thing I just tried was seeing if we could switch the backpacks, because I know they were both using like just the two pegs. But I can see that the backpack for the Revive version, like the pegs would fit, but the bottom of the backpack is too long. It runs into the back skirt of this kit, so it can't use that. And then using the SD backpack on the regular Gundam, we have these two small little pegs there that block us from pushing this all the way in. So if you really wanted, you could cut off those pegs and you could use this backpack on there, because the pegs fit. You can see it's kind of on there, but it's not pressed on all the way because of those two pegs blocking it. So backpack could be interchangeable with a little bit of modification. Let's try the shield. Here's the Revive's shield. It looks like the peg is the same size. Let's see here. Yeah, it does fit in there. So if you wanted to have a nice big shield for your SD, you can give it the Revive version shield. Now, I know the SD kit is not going to hold the beam rifle because the Revive version's beam rifle has like a actual handle. It's not just a round peg, but the Revive version, the HG, should be able to hold the SD's beam rifle. So there we go. You can see, of course, it's a silly SD beam rifle, but it does work if you want. And let's see, plugging the SD's shield on the Revive version is going to work as well. So yeah, the peg size is compatible for these, so that's pretty cool. If you wanted a smaller shield for your Gundam, it's smaller and also has a little bit more detail, so that doesn't really match This has a lot of panel lines and stuff on it, and then of course this kit does not. But it is kind of cool anyway that the stuff is relatively compatible like that. Of course you can mix and match, put all these weird different gun combinations on there as well. But we won't do that for now. Anyway, so that's that. Alright, so first thoughts on, well, I guess thoughts on the first entry into the X standard line of the SD kits. And remember, this is coming from someone who's definitely not an expert when it comes to SD kits. But my first reactions to this first kit is just that I think it's good, especially for 600 yen, a really cheap price. Just have to keep in mind what you're getting for that. I mean, yeah, it's really nice that it's cheap, but just remember, you are probably going to be a lot better off painting this. Now, of course, that goes for pretty much any model kit. You're going to want to paint it anyway, but with this one especially, the stickers are going to be okay, but you're going to be in for quite a bit of painting with this kit. So, I mean, if that's cool with you, then you've got a really nice, really cheap kit to do that with. So, but if you're the kind of person that doesn't like to do a lot of painting, then this may not be the kit for you. But again, I don't know. If you guys are into SD, then you probably know all about this already anyway, so don't really have to tell you that. I think this would be a really nice kit to paint. I think it would be pretty fun. You know, SD kits are very quick, easy to build, not a lot of parts, so you get to spend a lot of time painting. And if you're the kind of person that likes painting, then SD kits are probably a lot of fun for you. So that's gonna do it for my review of this kit, guys. Hope that was helpful for any of you guys thinking about getting this kit. If you're curious about the SDX standard line, I'm excited to see what the other kits have to offer. Of course, the RX-78 is going to be fairly simple. Other kits like the Strike and especially the Wing Zero with those wings and stuff, kits that are going to be a little bit more complicated, should be pretty cool to check out. I mean, and all of them, so far, all of them be with the same price, 600 yen. Does seem pretty nice, so definitely looking forward to checking out some more from the series, and I'll of course be sharing that with you guys shortly as soon as I get those in. So thanks for watching, guys, and if you have any questions, comments, of course leave those down below. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.